Getting ready to
Hey.
start a great show.
I've been accepted. Arrive on the land with the message. Oh, that's a blessing. Citizenship in heaven. You wanna see some progression? Carry your cross, no necklace. Gonna upset the world. Enemy wanna eject us. See my complexion, God reflecting. What you expected? We got the energy, building integrity. Give me a second. I feel a wave coming on. Feel a wave coming on. They wanna know what we on. Never quit, we keep on. Give me a second. I feel a wave coming on. Feel a wave coming on. They wanna know what we on.
It's our 1 year milestone, and who could not be more excited is me on today. At the end of April is also Small Business Appreciation Week. So what we decided to do in support in celebration of our 1 year milestone, all month long we will be bringing on some other small business owners to help us celebrate the fact that Next Level Conversations has been going strong for 1 year. I am Shawnte, your host of Next Level Conversation, and together we explore the impact of trauma on our lives and provide insightful and practical tips that help you heal and live a fulfilling life by sharing real life stories of those who have walked ahead of us. The entrepreneur journey is not an easy one, and I've been on this journey for a while. The space between the vision to start and the production is a huge journey. Then you have the journey of maintaining, the journey of sustaining, and the journey of extending. And all of it can be a long, challenging road, especially when you're traveling it by yourself, which is why I am excited about tonight's guest. Spoiler alert, she's my baby sister and the owner of Marshala Braids, a luxury braiding boutique here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. From the mortgage industry to owning her own business, Marshala is here to ignite our fire and talk about how you can amplify your vision, your voice, and your visibility, not just in business, but also in your life. So please help me welcome Marshala Calhoun.
Hi.
Hey, Shayla. Okay, so we call her Shayla. We call her Shayla. And so tonight I just want us all to call her Shayla. Hold on, kid, Wes. Um, so Shayla, how are you tonight, my darling?
I'm doing well. Doing well.
And she's being all shy with her voice. Are you being modest?
I am.
Okay. Well, so what I want you to do, we're going to start this out. Can you tell us just a little bit about your entrepreneur journey, how you got to the point of business owner?
Well, in 2019, I was laid off of my job, and I decided that instead of going back to work in corporate America, that I would bet on myself. So I decided that I would start braiding,
So when you say bet on yourself, what you mean?
meaning that I'll use my God-given skills to create my lifestyle.
I remember one time you told me that it felt like you were standing on the cliff and you jumped off with no parachute.
Yes. So I didn't know how to run a business, to start a business, to even get people to even come to even try me out as a braider. So I just decided that I would just get on social media.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really have a social media page at that time. And I would start by doing my niece's hair and stuff, and just start doing it for free first, and then start taking pictures and getting myself out there. So that's how I got started. And I didn't know that it was going to blow up the way it has. But
Yeah. So let's walk backwards a little bit. How long have you been braiding and doing hair?
So it started in my early 20s. I used to do hair, like a hairstylist. And then I entered corporate America. And then in 2019, I decided that I was gonna, braid hair. So I've been braiding for 4 years. November 11th was made 4 years,
Uh-huh.
2023.
And so you were working in the mortgage industry.
Yes.
And well, hold on now, because you've been braiding for 4 years, but as you said, you've been doing hair for a very long time,
Yes.
building up and just doing people hair locally.
Yes, but not like on a monetary status.
What do you mean?
Basically, I was just doing it just because it's something that I love to do on the side.
So have you always had a passion for doing hair?
I've always had a passion for doing hair, but not in like a shop setting or in a salon setting. I
Okay.
didn't like the atmosphere of the salon setting, so that kind of deterred me from even continuing being a stylist. If you get what I'm saying? So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So you are making good money in the mortgage business. And I know this
Doing
story.
okay. Doing okay, but not, what my own God-given talent has afforded me.
How did you know that? How did you come to realize that you had because as you call it, a talent in your hands? How did you come to realize that?
So one day, my husband and I were eating breakfast at a restaurant, and the waiter asked my husband if he could um, say some things that he got from God to him. And in my mind, as he was talking to my husband, I was thinking in my mind, like, God, do you have a word for me? So when we got up to leave, the guy grabbed my hands and he told me, he said, God said, your money is in your hands. And I just kind of laughed it off like, no, I have a job. No, that's nothing that I want to do. But that was like early on in the year. And then I was laid off at the end of the year.
So kind of walk our audience through what happened when you're sitting in this boardroom or sitting in this office and they're saying we're going to lay you off. And what happened between the we're going to lay you off, you're losing your job, to let's start my own business.
At when they so they invited us to a meeting through email, and so it was like maybe around 50 of us because it was a whole department, and they told us that our job was being outsourced to India. And so here you have all these people that's been working in the industry for 10 to 15 years. So they were sad. I only been there like 3-4 years. So and the director came in and said, well, we have 150 jobs that you guys can apply for after your job fades out. And I'm like, why? Like, if you know our skills in there, we have like supervisors in there. If you know our skills, why can't you place us in these positions? If you value us as employees, then you would transition us from our position to another position instead of having us reapply throughout the company. And, we didn't know if we were going to be able to even get those jobs or whatever. So I was like, you know what? This is my opportunity. I'm in an uncomfortable space now. So I'm going to bet on myself and I'm leaving. So
Had this been something you had been thinking about?
No, it was not.
You literally had, so you went from I'm sitting here in this meeting.
At that moment, in that meeting, when the lady got up and said, we have 150 positions that could be filled and we could apply for them, I was like, man, we're not valued and we're easy replaceable. So I'm just like, okay, I need to try something else because I'm getting older and I don't want to keep on, being laid off from different jobs, because when they get rid of you and they feel like that they don't need you anymore, they just, get rid of you. And so I need to try to do something that where I'm in control. And so I thought about that as they were talking. So, and that's where I got the idea from.
So you just right there, you just said, I'm done.
Yes.
So what did that conversation with Olafemi, your husband, sound like when you got home?
Well, it was more of okay, well, where you gonna go work? Yeah, like what you gonna do? Like like braiding, is that gonna, supplement your income? Is that gonna bring money in? That was the conversation. And I didn't know. I was terrified, but I knew that I didn't want to have that feeling of not knowing about a job or something like that, being laid off. And that's not a good feeling. And trying to have to start over with another career and stuff like that, that's not a good feeling. So
you just decided, you know what, instead of investing my time and my energy in other people's business,
yes,
I'm going to
try this for myself. Yes.
Okay, but you didn't know anything about business.
I did not.
You had a weekend. You were doing this on the weekend.
That's correct.
And I think at one point you said you was bartering and stuff. You wasn't really making
Yes.
any real money. And so you didn't have a major following or presence or anything like that. Didn't know the first thing about starting. So how did you?
I only had friends and family that believed in me.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So
We did. Just one
Yes.
of her.
yes. So yeah, you were. And then so my friends and
Mhm.
and then my in-laws, like my sister-in-law let me do her hair. And then it became, who did your hair? And it's like, oh, my sister-in-law did, let me give you information. And then it's got like that. And then you were the one that mentioned, hey, you need to get on social media because people are on Facebook asking about braids all the time. So
Mhm.
yeah. But I did that, but I wasn't gaining any traction.
Okay.
So I started driving Uber to
Because you got
I had my car note, I had car insurance, and that was another thing. My husband, he was like, I'll cover all the bills, but you got to pay your own car note, car insurance. So I was like, okay, well, that sounds good.
So did you have a big lump sum of money saved up
I
at
did
this time?
not. Okay, well, I got a severance package and I took my 401k.
Okay, so you had some type of
Yes, I had a buffer.
starting capital
Yes.
to sustain you
to purchase
for
the hair and stuff. And then I also went into a shop. My sister was working in a shop in Duncanville,
Mhm.
so I rented a space and I bought all the stuff for the room and bought the supplies and stuff like that. Not even having any clients.
But you stepped out.
Yes.
Let me ask you this, because we were raised in church. We very faith-based.
Yes.
What did your conversation with God at this time sound like? Like what were your prayers? What were you saying to God as you were making these moves?
To be honest, it really wasn't a lot of talking. Like I just believed that God would sustain me and keep me and guide me, which He did through all of that because I couldn't have done this by myself, But I didn't have a relationship like I do now with God.
Uh-huh.
So it was more of asking, asking God. But I'm like, okay, well, God, I haven't even talked to you in a while, but this is what I want to do. This is where I am. So can you help me? And He
Mhm.
did.
So when you say He did, can you kind of tell us a little bit of what that looked like? Like,
So I was driving Uber. I would be driving Uber and someone would call. It was like, hey, I see that you do braids. Can you do my hair? And I was like, okay, well, give me an hour. And so I would just log off of Uber and head to the shop. And I would do a client like that. And then I said, God, if you could just give me at least one client a day, and then, I started getting one client a day. And I was like, okay, God, if you can just give me, two clients a day, gradually asking. But he went from giving me one client a day or one client a week to one client a day to two clients a day to be booked up 2 and 3 months in advance.
girl.
And people are calling me, texting me, emailing me, trying to get in to get the hair done. So yeah, it's amazing. I mean, God has really He has really blessed me.
So how has your relationship with God? How did your relationship with God evolve over this? The more he did, how did your personal relationship with Him evolve?
So I realized when I started braiding people's hair, I'm a therapist. Literally, I'm an unlicensed therapist.
So
Because people sit in my chair and they're comfortable with telling me all of their problems, all of their secrets, every single thing.
just like this right here.
Yeah. So it's weird, but it's and they always say, I don't know why I'm telling you all my business. And I'm like, I don't either, but So I had to change because before I started doing people's hair, I didn't have compassion for anybody because I just knew I grew up knowing to work and be a provider and taking care of my family, taking care of my children, and not have any laziness or anything like that. Just, work for whatever you want. If you want something, you're going to work for it. And nothing is going to be given to you. So listening to people's stories and their life stories and stuff, and, people have been through horrific, horrible things. And to be able to, God had to soften my heart and have compassion, but also change me from the inside out so I can be able to put good things back into people when I'm talking to them and have compassion, have great energy so that they're open to talk to me and, tell all of their business and continue to come back as a client, and have good customer service and all that. All that was God input all that into me through prayer and supplication saying, God, I want to change. I want to be a better person, not only for myself, but for other people so that I can be able to help and touch other people in positive ways. When they leave my place, I want them to leave with something. And they leave me with something too. Like I have a lot of clients that I've learned so much and I've met so many different people, so many different backgrounds and stuff like that. I'm blessed to be in this position and I wouldn't change it for nothing. Like I can't see myself working for nobody else. I can't.
So what are some of the things that you started doing to change yourself because I really like this. I like that you didn't wait to start doing what you're doing now, be the entrepreneur that you are now until you changed along the way.
Mhm.
What are some of the things that you started doing in your daily life that helped this change? You said you had to learn how to be more compassionate.
Yeah, so I had to be connected to God because some of the stuff that I was listening to kind of grieved me, where I had like sleepless nights because, people, I think I had a lot of issues in my life. Like listen to other people and their issues, you don't even scratch the surface of like some of the stuff that people really go through and still are dealing with, and they need a listening ear for people to understand. So my prayer was I had to go on a fast. And so I had to fast and pray to ask God to change me. And so when God changed you, he changed everything around you. So either you're going to get with me, because I'm not going to match any. I don't match energy. I'm not doing that. So I create the atmosphere in my place. So I create the atmosphere, and when people come in, they are easy. It's easy. The energy is nice. It's God created a space where it's welcoming.
So how have you? Because I've been to your shop quite a few times, and I've heard the reviews. I've read the reviews. Everybody's always talking about how great your shop is, how great the experience is. And I want you to walk us through what the experience is. But first, I want to talk about how it was that you even developed okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to put into my space. And I think this'll help create this. How did you see the atmosphere that you wanted and then create it?
Okay. So I wanted something relaxing, serene, welcoming. So I did a lot of flowers, flowers, they give off energy, positive energy. It absorbs a lot of stuff. So
was this stuff that you knew or you had to research in this time period?
So before I went into mortgage, I worked at a Walmart in London Garden.
Okay.
And so I had to learn all of the flowers and stuff like that. So, and my mom, I grew up around flowers too.
Yes,
and
we
so
did.
You can call me the plant lady. Just like my mom, I'm the plant lady. I have a lot of flowers and I love it. So, so I created a place where it's a safe space where you can come in. I have a TV, I have snacks, food, anything that, women would like. They want to come and they want to relax and, they want to get their hair done. They want to kick their shoes off. So I have socks, blankets, water. I have bougie water, water in a bottle. If you don't like, if you don't like Orzaka, I have other water, juice, tea, all different type of chips, everything. I have everything you want. Wine. If you want to relax after work and have some wine, a glass of wine, I have all that for you. Just make it as comfortable as possible while I'm touching your crown and talking with you.
Because the hair is so important. I was having a conversation with somebody not too long ago, and actually the girl who I was having a conversation with, the girl who do my locks. Shala does not do locks. Okay. And we were just talking about how important it is to be mindful of who's touching your hair.
That's correct.
And so can you talk to us just a little bit about that?
So I'll go a little deep. So your soul doesn't dwell in your heart like people say. It dwells in your mind, right? So when you're touching someone's crown, you're touching, your energy from you. It transfers, energy transfers. So you have to be in a space where, in a good space, actually, when you're doing someone's hair. So you want to be positive always when you're touching anybody. So I have to make sure I pray over my hands.
Yeah.
Because people come to me because they think that when you have braids, when you get braids, that it grows your hair. Your hair naturally grows a half an inch a month, or there's things that you can do to grow it longer than that. But I ask for praying hands, and I ask that when I touch people's hair, that that they are blessed, that they come back, that their hair is beautiful. These are all the things that I pray for before I even touch people's hair. I pray over my hands, because my hands are what I use. It's a tool. It's what I use to create the styles that I do on people's hair. So that's what I do.
Just impressed me. Let's talk. So let's talk about the style.
Okay.
And let's talk about Marshala, the individual.
Okay.
I believe that your brand is your company, your business is an extension of you. It's your voice. It's the thing that people see. So what does your brand say about you, Marshala, the individual?
I think my brand says, I really don't know. No one has ever asked me that question, but I would say my brand says that that I am smart, that I am humble, bougie a little bit. People say that I'm bougie, black girl bougie, luxury when they come.
Yeah.
I'm not bougie. I just like nice things.
Yeah.
And people like aesthetics. They like nice things. They don't want to show up to something and it's like trashed out, or it's not clean, or it doesn't smell good. So, I want to create that space where it's safe. Where they can brag about it, or they can come back and say, okay, well, where they're not like dreading coming to my space. They're like, oh, okay, well, I couldn't wait to sit back in your chair and stuff like that. So I think my brand says that I am that I'm welcoming, that I'm loving, I'm kind, that I'm nice, that I'm sincere.
One of the things that you do a lot of things well. A lot of things well.
Thank you.
And you have your own voice. And that's one of the things that I really love about you. And especially on a show where it's all about finding your voice and being safe in your voice and in your own space. You do that very well. I want you to, can you talk to us a little bit about how you got to the point where you were comfortable being Marshala and then giving Marshala to the world, not just Marshala the individual, but Marshala braids?
I'm still not comfortable. I'm working on it. It's a daily thing. But I like to be authentic. When my clients come, I want to be who I am, but in a professional way with my clients. I want to still be me. I don't want to take away from who I am. I'm very outspoken. I don't have a problem with saying when there's a problem or an issue, but I want it to be in a nice way, and I'm working on that. Because my words can cut, but not in a malicious way, but in a way of teaching and correcting sometimes. But I'm working on giving my authentic self to people, because I don't know if people can handle, sometimes, my sarcasm or criticism. So I kind of keep that tucked away, unless it's an atmosphere where I can,
where you can
express myself. Yeah.
Okay. So one of the things, and let's talk about how you have built your brand and some of the stuff that you've done, including building your business. You said, what is one thing that you would contribute to the growth and the success of your business? And before you answer that,
Okay.
I want to invite all of you to start dropping questions and comments into the chat that you may have for Marshala. We're going to be taking, she's going to be here for a little bit. And so she's ready to answer any questions that you may have while we're sitting here talking. This pink and purple just popping, just so good. My mama made some beautiful girls.
I'm all right.
Anyway, okay, what you say?
I'm all right.
Girl, please. Okay, so go ahead. What did I say? What was my question?
It was asking me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's ask the question again. What do you what do you contribute? What do you personally contribute to helping you build your brand?
Okay, so I have social media, of course, and then I also like I offer well I give back. You said ask me what I give back.
Oh, okay.
So some of my clients, well, everything that I do is led by God. So sometimes people show up and God tell me do their hair for free.
Mm.
And so, well, he gave me a vision to do that twice a month until he say stop.
Mm.
And so, as you know, my prices are not, they're kind of pricey. So he'll tell me when they show up, like, okay, this person, you're gonna do their hair for free. And I'm like, sometimes I wrestle with God, like, okay, God, now
You know what I gotta pay.
yeah, this money and you know how much they're gonna, but I end up doing it, and people are blessed. But um um when I do people's hair for free, it does something to me. It's like I'm giving back, you know, and I enjoy that because the Bible says it's more of a blessing to give than it is to receive. And I'm blessed. And even if I'm not blessed on a monetary level, I'm blessed on a spiritual level. God puts into me things that, that I have this joy and I have this peace that I can't explain. Even through the midst of all the storms and things that I go through that's all around me, it's not touching me. Because if I'm being obedient to his word and he's telling me and I'm listening to his voice and he's guiding me here and there and telling me what to do, even though sometimes I'm defiant and I don't want to do it, I still do it. And he amazes me how he blesses me over and abundantly and exceedingly.
I like that. How has social media helped you build your brand and your business?
Oh my God. So social media has been a blessing to me. I mean, a lot of people share my work, even if they don't get their hair done. They're sharing their works. They're sharing my work, like just reposting my posts and just getting myself out there. A lot of people are finding me on social media and also on Google too. You can find me on
Okay.
Google. A lot of people find me on Google. A lot of people are moving. It's an influx of people that's moving into Texas. And so a lot of people just type in braider in whatever area that I'm in. And they say I pop up and they go through all my pictures and stuff. And so that's how they find me. Or they just type in braids in Dallas or whatever. And then I show up sometimes on Instagram.
So how often do you post? Now this is we're talking to other entrepreneurs who are working to build their visibility online. How often are you posting and what types of things are you posting?
So the algorithm is really funny on Instagram. So I used to post every day, but that was too excessive for me. Trying to do people's hair, and in between doing people's hair, I'm trying to get my content together, videos together, do my reels together, and that's a lot. So I schedule my posts now because there's a thing on Instagram where you can schedule your posts. So I try to post at least twice a week.
Okay.
And that's still good. So I post and then I put stuff in my stories and stuff too.
Okay.
So I try to do twice a week, but once a week is still good for me. But I have even though I have new clients every week, I still have like the same continual clients that continue to come to
back.
me. Yeah. So it's the same faces most of the time. So that's the reason why I stopped posting as much. It's the same people. So.
Okay. All right. So if a person, okay, so let's say I'm starting, I'm just me.
Okay.
And I've been reclusive and I want to tap into my deeper self and I know, and kind of get more out there. What would you tell somebody to help them find their voice, find their style? Because you're very stylish, you are very creative. You do different looks, and you're
Yeah, I have a
creative
different
with
look
your
every
hair. You
week.
have a different
Yeah.
look every
I look
week.
totally different the other day.
We did.
So I'm very indecisive on my hair. That's the reason why I'm glad I do braids, but I changed my look a lot. So I'm a chameleonaire, basically.
Well, what would you say to somebody who's wanting to step more into that creativity and try some new things, try changing their looks and finding their voice and finding the style?
I would say don't go with the crowd. Stand alone. Like stand by yourself. Don't do what everyone else is doing. Everyone else is doing it. Be different. So when you walk into the room, people will look like, oh, okay, who is that? Instead of everybody looking the same, doing the same thing, wearing the same clothes, wearing the same styles, get outside of the box.
Yeah.
That's what I do. That's how I think. I always try to I always try to look different. When I look at clothes or when I look at hairstyles, when I look at things, I'm always like, how can I look different? A lot of people say I'm weird. And, even my siblings, my family, I'm the weird one of the family, but I'm fine with that. Weird means different.
Yeah.
So I like it.
She does have a little bit of weirdness. Well, she has a lot of different about her, but all of us do.
Yeah.
We all have different personalities, which I think is what makes us so amazing. Right before we're about to get into some questions from our audience,
Okay.
but I want to talk just a little bit about just real quick, what the journey of entrepreneurship has been like for you. Like, what has it been like? What has it felt like? What is it? What has that been like for you?
So I'm not going to say that it's glitz and glams. So it's not. It's smoke and mirrors sometimes. People, paint this pretty picture that entrepreneurship is just so grand. And it is, because, you're doing something that, a lot of people are afraid to do or won't do. They don't mind, having an employer, and that's fine too, whatever you want to do. But it's your baby. So you're constantly working at it. You're constantly babysitting. So I don't have like employees. I don't have people under me. I'm the CEO. I'm the owner. I'm everything. I'm the creator. But it has afforded me the lifestyle that I have. Working on a job, I wasn't able to take vacations. Like I take vacation every quarter. And I love the freedom. If I don't want to work, I can say, okay, I'm not working today. Take me off a schedule. I love the freedom of being an entrepreneur. It's nothing like it. It's not always beautiful. It has its slow times and stuff like that, but it's definitely worth it. It's definitely something that I wouldn't want to give up if I had to.
Do you ever find the journey a little lonesome?
It can be. But not often, because I don't mind. Like I said, I don't mind standing alone. Like that's the reason why I like my business is home based. I don't have to deal with different personalities out, like people that work in the shop and different spirits, and I don't have to deal with all that. I can do my job, and when I'm done with my job, I'm done. I can close the door to my shop and go in my room. That's what I like about my business too. I choose.
Yeah, you've gotten an opportunity to create your own world.
Yes, I do, and it's a beautiful world. It's a beautiful world. I love it.
When you were sitting there in that meeting and you decided to start Marshala Braids, was this the vision that you saw?
I did not. I didn't see anything like this. I didn't know it was going to blow up to what it is. So it's huge, but I like what it has and what it's becoming. And even if it gets big, I still want to be the same person too. I want to continue to be humble. I want to still give back, and I don't mind growing. I'm not afraid of growth. I'm not afraid of new people. I'm always taking new clients. If you can get on my schedule, you're in. That's why I tell people all the time. They always like, well, are you taking new clients? Always. I'm always taking new clients.
If you can get in.
If you can get in, I'm taking you.
I wish that I wasn't cold. I wish we weren't enemies. And if we ain't really ops, I wish we weren't frenemies. I thought about the enemy, pistol cocked, enemy. Looking up, talk to God, please, would you just intervene? And I know that he's hearing me, but I don't think he's feeling me, no.
That was one of those aha moments, because it was then that I realized the purpose that God had me going through what I was going through. It was
All right. So this is one of my favorite parts of the show.
Okay.
Because I've been asking you a lot of questions, but I want to give our audience an opportunity to interact with you.
Okay.
So will you take some questions? Are you okay with taking some questions? Any questions you don't want, you don't have to answer.
Oh,
all right.
okay.
All right. So what is the hardest part of being an entrepreneur? Pay attention
Money
to me.
management.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Money management. So being an entrepreneur, you have this influx of cash, of money that you're receiving.
When you're doing what you do.
Yeah, when you're doing what I do.
Because I don't have that problem.
Okay. So managing your money, you have all this money and you're like, okay, well, I can buy this, that, and that. It's it's crazy. So, but you have to, there are slow times in this
Yeah.
business. So if you don't have the discipline, then you can run out of cash really quick. You can see yourself in a bind, and it's no 401k plan or no vacation time and sick time where you can take off. It can be kind of treacherous.
How did you learn how to manage your money?
Trial and error. Yeah, trial and error. Because it fluctuates,
Okay. What is your favorite part of being an entrepreneur?
Oh, the freedom. The freedom to be able to come and go and pick my own hours and wake up when I get ready, take vacation when I get ready, spend time with my family when I get ready. I control me. I control everything.
So you don't feel like when you were in the corporate world, and there is nothing wrong with there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Did you ever feel like you were in a box?
Yes. You have to come in when they say come in. You have to take vacation basically if it's available. You can't say, okay, I want the week of Christmas off. Oh no, you can't do that. So I love the fact that I can take off whenever I get ready. Like I just need to tell my person, hey, I need to be off on these days. And that's it.
Love that. What qualities do you think every entrepreneur should possess?
I think that
you want to come back to that one?
No, the qualities, I think that they should have a place of they should have continue to have the tenacity and drive.
Okay. All right. I like that. How have you grown personally from becoming an entrepreneur?
I feel like that I become a better person by being an entrepreneur. I have more compassion. I have more love for people. I have more I give back. I've given back a lot.
You agree with me. You've always been a giver, though.
Not to this capacity.
What do you think has changed?
It's all God. God has really has been dealing with me daily. It's a daily walk. And I think that since I've gotten the ear to listen to, what he's telling me to do and order my steps, that, man, he hasn't steered me wrong.
Yeah.
It may not be the road that I want to go down, but I mean, I still go down it, but it leads me to a great place to, greener pastures.
Do you think you fight those roads because you fight going down those roads? This is what I find by myself. I fight going down those roads because it's like, I just don't see what you see.
Your vision.
Yeah, I can't see it. But you still step in it anyway.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And so, okay. What have been some of your biggest learning experiences in running a business?
People. So there's so many different types of people, and you learn those people when they come and sit in your chair. So all money is not good money.
Ooh.
So it doesn't matter what do you do, because I have people that are, they want to be treated a certain way, but they want to treat you a certain way too if you're not on their level or on their status. Like, I have doctors, lawyers, Congress people. I have different people that come and sit in my chair. Your money is green and you getting whatever style, I'm gonna treat you just like someone that works at McDonald's. I'm gonna give you the respect. As long as you give me the respect, so I've only have to had to basically break up with one client.
How was that?
Um it was
Different.
Yeah, it's still kind of I still have a feeling because I don't want to part from anybody, but if we don't go together, like if our spirits don't go together, and if you are, this is my business, so I decide.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and if you're not, I don't think if you're helping me, then you're hurting me, you're hindering me. So I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to feel a way if you come and sit in my chair and our spirits
Aren't matching.
unkindred,
Yeah.
So yeah, no.
So how has the things that you've learned about your to handle business showed up in your personal life?
I'm learning to not be so quick to be angry, and I'm learning to not take everything personal. What people say or do. You have the people are people. You can't change people, but you can change your habits and behaviors toward people. So that's how, because that's how I deal with my clients. Like, okay, I was like, okay, this person is like this, so you can't coddle them, or you can't, speak crazy. You can't, you learn when a person comes sits in my chair, I kind of get their vibe, and then I know what I can say and what I can't say.
Okay.
So, and I do that in my personal life now. So it's like everything that I'm thinking doesn't need to be said. So I'm working on that. I'm still working on that, but I think I'm doing well.
What advice would you give to someone just starting their own business?
Stick with it, because in the beginning it's always going to be the hardest. But if you can get past, I say, the first year, then you are definitely on your way to success. And be consistent.
Yeah.
Be consistent in everything that you do. Be consistent, because people love to be consistent. People are going to watch you to see if you are consistent.
And if you're going to continue to do what you say you're going to do.
Yeah.
And do you ever find, because we're celebrating our 1 year milestone, and the past year has been really hard, just like you said. And I will tell you that there was so many moments throughout the year that I just wanted to fold up shop.
I understand. I have those days.
But again, God gave me a vision. He gave me some instructions. He told me what to do. And so you stay in it and you become consistent. But there are some moments that how have you continued to maintain consistency throughout your journey?
Keep showing up. You got to show up. You can't give excuses. That's another thing. Like, I don't like excuses. And so I don't give any. Even if I'm sick, I'm going to show up. Like, I'm going to show up. I'm going to find a way. The only way I won't show up for my clients is if I'm in the hospital. But I'm going to show up. I'm going to be consistent, but I'm going to show up. But you have to be consistent.
I love that. At what point did you look at your business and consider it a success?
Oh, when I was able to, and it might sound shallow, I was able to go into the store and purchase whatever I wanted without looking at the price.
Is that part of that money management?
No. I'm still working on that. This is very lucrative. Like, okay, this. I'm gonna continue this. I'm gonna continue on for this, because I like getting paid every day. Not waiting till Friday. or every other week, or twice a month, or once a month. Oh, I get paid every day.
Well, hey,
I love it.
I'm here for it. What would you change about your business journey if you could go back?
I would change the way I priced myself.
Oh,
So I bid myself low because I felt like I was just starting out and I didn't know my value. So I priced myself too low. So I felt like that I would have put myself what I was worth. Like I bid myself under market instead of market value. So I'm always running behind. So, but it's okay because God always makes up for what I thought, that I'm missing. I'm not missing anything.
He really does. What have been your most significant failures, and what did you learn from them?
Thinking that I can please everyone. Thinking that I can please everyone with their hair and stuff like that. So I learned that I can only do what I can do, and don't worry about because people put expectations on you. And so I learned that okay, I'm gonna stay in my lane and do what I can do, and not let someone else push me to something that I don't want to do.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. What has been your biggest aha moment?
I'm still waiting on that. I haven't had an aha moment. I have not.
I will tell you that I've had one throughout this year. Matter of fact, I've had a few of them, and it was just it was in that moment. And I'm going to tell you, it was probably October of last year when we had our live audience.
Oh,
and
okay.
it was just in that moment, sitting in that moment. It was like, we can do this.
Oh wow,
We
okay.
can do this. And then it was like, look at what we've done, because we've maintained consistency and we kept showing up through millions of problems. But I've experienced so many aha moments. And Shawnte, maybe you are a host.
Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah.
It's work.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool. What does a typical day look like for you, Shayla?
Oh wow. Okay, so I'm a breakfast person. So I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna make my family breakfast. And then I'm going to fuss a little bit about cleaning up because I have a new client coming, or I have a client coming. And just prepping my hair and relaxing until my client comes. That's a typical day for me.
That's a typical day.
That's a
But
typical
then
day.
you work how many hours?
So it just depends. Between 4. It depends on how many clients I have that day. So if I have one client, then I'm looking at 4 to 5 hours a day.
Okay.
If I have 2 clients, I'm looking at maybe 9 hours a day. But I'm resting in between my clients. I take a nap. A nap is essential for me. So I take a nap. So if I have a morning client, when I'm done with my morning client, I'm going to eat lunch and I'm going to take me a sleep because a nap is like 30 minutes. I take a 2-hour, maybe 3-hour nap.
You created a world. You took back control of your life and you created a world that allowed you to create this life.
Yes, yes.
And isn't that
I'm amazed by it too. Like
listening to you, and I'm amazed by you.
Yeah.
It's and all in obedience. You had a vision, and like you said, you decided to bet on yourself. And look what happens when you choose you over everybody else. That's
pretty
some
deep.
stuff. Yeah, that is pretty deep. I try to get deep every now and again. Okay, let's go back to their questions. What do you consider a non-negotiable in your business? They got some good questions for you.
Oh, when people are trying to underbid my prices. The price is the price. It's non-negotiable. I mean, I'm sorry if your budget does not fit my price, but my price is my price. I'm not changing it. I'm not bending. I'm not folding. I set my price to how many hours I'm going to be working on your hair and what I'm worth. So that's how I set my pricing.
Has it been hard for you to, I know you talked about undervaluing yourself
Mhm.
at the beginning. Has it been hard for you to step into that the price is the price and hold to it? Because I know how you used to be.
Yes, it is because some of my prices are high, are pretty expensive, but the work that I do for those high value services is quality.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take my time, and when you get done, I want you to be pleased with your work. I mean, with my work. So that's the reason why I price that, so high. But yeah, the price is the price. At the end of the day, I'm not negotiating unless God say someone come in with they getting the style for $450 and God say, okay, it's for free. Then me and God we having an issue. But he wins at the end of the day.
What marketing tactics do you find most effective for reaching new customers?
Um, um, I don't know. Only thing I can say is my marketing is just posting my work, posting my reels. Um, I don't really post what I offer. They only see
What you've done.
they only see the work, and then like people say they see the background, like the background of my salon. It's like, oh, okay, well it looks like this in there, and like that. But when they show up, then the experience.
Okay.
That's the marketing, the experience that they get. I have a reclining chair now. I'm going to install a massaging chair, but they have a warming blanket. They have socks. They have condiments. That's my marketing. It's like, oh, well, she have things where other people don't have. So I try to offer something that other people don't have. You have to think outside of the box. Like, okay, well,
Stand
we're
out.
not offering.
Mm.
So.
And I think, what would you want if this is your opportunity to create.
Mhm.
If I walked into a salon, what is it that I would want in a salon so that I could feel comfortable and
Yeah.
love?
So the ultimate experience, which I'm going to create, is in my mind. So I want the room to be dim. I know that sounds weird, but the room to be dim so it's quiet. I want to offer, like, I want to, on my screen, on my TV, I want to, for my client's name to be there with
Oh.
their style. I want to do that. I'm learning how to do that now. And I want them to have I used to give a gift bag, but I want to give a bag where I give blankets and for them to take when they leave and stuff like that. I want to create an atmosphere where it's warm and welcoming, where they want to return, where the experience is so grand, where they're like, oh, I can't wait to get back. To relax,
Yeah.
because a lot of people sit down to get their hair done. They want to relax. They don't want to feel uptight.
Mhm.
They want to be able to kick their shoes off and relax and watch a good movie or watch TV and stuff like that.
Or
Which I
have a
create that, but I want to enhance that experience.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Well, and this leads us to this next question. How do you come up with new ideas for your business?
Um, Pinterest. Pinterest has a lot to offer. Ideas for to enhance my business. Pinterest and Instagram. Instagram has a lot to offer.
Okay. What motivates you?
Um, Clients motivate me to smile because, like I tell my husband all the time, when new clients, really, when they leave, they like, oh, when they look in the mirror, oh, I love my hair, and I'm always uneasy. Like, do they really like their hair? I'm always questioning and second guessing myself. So, what motivates me is when they send me a text and say, "I've given your number out." Like recently, I've given your number out 7 times, and that was
Wow.
like a wow for me, like literally. And she was so like, I was giving me a hard time. Like, these are too big or these are too small. Like, your mediums look like small. I'm just like, Lord have mercy. Like, am I going to be able to please this lady? But then when she got up to look at her hair, is like the reaction. So what motivates me is to
Seeing that reaction.
seeing the reaction, and not just when they go home or when they post and tag me. and say, oh, I got a new braider, and they're showing everybody. So all of their friends are looking at that too. So that is motivation.
Do
So
you
I always
do
do
you
that.
ever see your work and be like, did that?
No.
You did? You
I'm always so hard on myself. I could have made those smaller, or I could have fixed those parts better. I'm really critical. My husband gets it all. Like I'm really hard.
agree. We do critique ourselves, but tell you, even now, I sit back sometimes I'm like, wow, we actually did that. That was a great interview.
Oh, okay.
It looked great, or yeah,
I'm never in a place like that. I've
really.
never, ever, never. I don't know what it is that keeps me from giving myself a pat on the back.
Oh, well, let's let that be
I
something you
know.
work on, because I mean, and that's good for our next question. Oh well, okay, they changed it. Who is your biggest inspiration as an entrepreneur?
You are. You keep going. You have your hands in so many different things. You're doing so much, and you're doing so well at everything that you do. It's like you keep on excelling. You keep on going, moving forward. And I like that. I really do.
Girl, it ain't nothing but the grace of God.
I know
Because
that's
I'm
right.
like you, I don't always see it.
And you're so humble too. Like you're not like arrogant. You're not like, oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. It's so humble and it's so elegant, and I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, now I'm just ask this question. Who do you look towards for advice?
You. If I got any problems, any concerns, any advice, I'm either texting or calling.
Well, we are sisters.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you define success as an entrepreneur?
I define success is you're only as good as the people that you are around or that can help you. So my family has contributed to my success.
Okay.
My intermediate family, like my husband, my grandkids, my daughter. Yeah, but the most important is like the people that I actually live with, because it all works together. They help me outside. They get the hair for me. They do things for me that other people don't do.
You don't know.
So,
Yeah. Stuff do they?
Oh, I don't. But and I asked, and they do a good job. They don't complain.
Do you have a hard time asking for help?
Yes, because I feel like I don't need it. Like I feel like if I know I need help, but I would rather do it myself first.
Why?
Because people fail. People give excuses. And like I said, I don't like excuses. So don't give an excuse. Either say you can do it or you cannot do it. You cannot. So I'd rather do it myself first. And if I cannot do it, then I'll ask someone.
Okay, we have time for one last question.
Okay.
And Shayla, I mean, I've really enjoyed our conversations. What goals are you still working towards achieving?
Being a better braider. Being better at what I do.
How are you learning how to do? How are you working towards those goals?
By staying consistent. If you can do stuff consistently, you can only become better at it. So that's what I do. That's why I show up every day.
I love it, Shayla. I love it. I appreciate you so much for saying yes and coming and talking with me and with our audience about the entrepreneur journey. And I love your story. So you have, I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to say whatever is on your heart, to somebody listening right now who is thinking about it or in that first year of entrepreneurship.
Okay. I would say that entrepreneurship is the most beautiful thing that you could ever give to yourself. It's a gift that keeps on giving. It's not always easy, but it's worth it if you stay consistent. And if you can get over the first year, or even after that, I would say continue to do it. Continue to try to be the best version of yourself. And to be yourself. Don't try to be what everybody else is. Don't look at other people. When you're looking at other people, you can't see what you have, what your potential is. So I would say bet on yourself. Always don't listen to the naysayers. People that can't do what you do are always going to be negative. But always surround yourself around positive people, people that have their own businesses, and stay focused.
Oh, wow. That was longer than 30 seconds,
was
but
it?
it's okay. Okay. I've so enjoyed you. So I want to thank Shayla. I want to thank all of our audience for coming and joining us on tonight and for celebrating with us on tonight all month long in celebration of our 1 year milestone. We are going to be bringing on other entrepreneurs just like Marshala, because believe it or not, this month is Small Business Appreciation Month. And so we want to do our part here at Next Level in supporting the small businesses. If you have not had an opportunity, please go and subscribe to our YouTube. Follow us on all the social media platforms. Every day we are posting different things to inspire you, uplift you, encourage you on your journey forward. Next week we have another great guest, Marcia Bean, who is a Mary Kay beauty consultant. She's going to be joining us on next week. I'm really, really, really excited. So make sure you tune in to not just support Next Level Conversations, but also to support these small businesses. If you know somebody who has a small business, you don't have to buy anything from them. Go like their page or share their content. That's a way to support. So until next week, I want to let you know that I love you and I appreciate you.